Hey everyone, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and let's dive deep. Today we're going on a visual journey
Ooh,
into the world of animation.
sounds good.
We're talking about Flow. It's a Latvian film, and it's making waves,
Pun intended.
maybe on the festival circuit.
Lots of buzz.
And get this, there's no dialogue
None.
at all in the entire film.
It's true, and that's what's so captivating about it. We're diving into an article by Kevin Fallon in the Daily Beast, and he argues that this is a must-watch for everyone.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The film opens with this serene shot of a cat, completely absorbed in its reflection.
Yeah.
It's almost like a meditation on self-awareness. And then bam, a flood just tears through this lush rainforest, sending animals stampeding for safety.
What I find fascinating is that juxtaposition between stillness and chaos.
Right.
The filmmakers are immediately setting up this world where tranquility can be shattered in an instant.
Right. And the way they use visuals to convey the impact of the flood is stunning. Broken trees, the scarcity of animals, the rising water.
Yeah. It all comes together to create this really powerful sense of urgency and danger.
And the way the color palette shifts as the flood hits. You go from these vibrant greens of the rainforest to these murky blues and grays.
Wow.
It's a subtle but powerful way to make you feel the weight of this disaster.
It's incredible how much emotion they pack into these visual details.
Totally.
So our feline friend manages to find a boat and sets off on this perilous journey through this newly flooded world. And here's where it gets really interesting. The flood is more than just a random disaster. It's a metaphor for the climate crisis.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Throughout the cat's journey, we see the devastating consequences of this flood.
Right.
Resources become scarce. Survival is a constant struggle.
Yeah.
And the recurring floods, that cyclical pattern,
Yeah.
really underscores the relentless nature of climate change.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time event, but a persistent growing threat.
It's like a visual echo of the anxieties we face.
Right.
In a world that's increasingly impacted by climate change.
Yeah.
And yet, amidst all this chaos,
There's also this powerful message of resilience.
absolutely, we see these animals initially territorial and suspicious of each other, forced to cooperate on this overcrowded boat, which reflects that instinct for self-preservation in a crisis.
But they soon realize that to survive, they need to work together.
They do.
It's a beautiful visual representation of community and resilience in the face of adversity.
It's like the film is saying, hey, even in the midst of a crisis, there's hope if we can find a way to come together.
And the genius of it all is that it's never preachy. The filmmakers trust the audience to connect the dots and understand the message. It's a visual fable adaptable to different levels of understanding.
Right.
Kids might be captivated by the cute cat and its adventures, while adults grasp the deeper environmental and social commentary.
This multi-layered storytelling makes Flow a truly unique and thought-provoking film. It's no wonder it's creating such a buzz. Speaking of buzz, Flow is Latvia's official entry for Best International Film at the Oscars.
Oh, yeah. And it's going up against some heavy hitters like Inside Out 2, the highly anticipated sequel, and The Wild Robot, another animated film, generating a lot of buzz.
It's going to be tough competition, but from what we've seen so far,
Yeah.
Flow is a force to be reckoned with. It's visually stunning, emotionally resonant, and tackles these complex themes with such grace and power.
It's a testament to the power of animation as a storytelling medium. Now, before we move on to unpack some of the most striking moments in Flow, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on films that tackle important issues through animation? Hit that comment section below and let us know. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Welcome back. Before we went to a break, we were discussing how Flow uses its unique visual style to tackle themes like climate change and the importance of cooperation.
And it's done so subtly. There's no finger wagging, just a powerful story that unfolds and really gets you to think. One thing that really struck me was the recurring nature of the floods. Just when the cat and the other animals find a moment of respite, another flood comes rushing in.
Yeah, it's such a powerful way to underscore the relentlessness of climate change. It's not a one-time event, but a persistent and growing threat demanding our attention.
That cyclical pattern of floods and brief moments of relief
Right.
really amplifies that feeling of uncertainty and vulnerability that the characters and we as viewers
Yeah.
feel.
It's almost a visual representation of the anxieties we face.
Totally.
And a world impacted by climate change. The film doesn't offer easy answers, but it compels us to confront the reality of this crisis.
And yet amidst all that, you see the resilience of these animals. Despite facing constant danger, displacement, they adapt, they cooperate, and they survive.
There's a powerful message of hope embedded in that struggle for survival.
Right.
It suggests that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, we have the capacity for adaptation and resilience. It's a message that resonates deeply, especially today.
It brings us back to that multi-layered storytelling. Kids might see a cute cat on an adventure, but adults will likely pick up on those deeper themes of climate change, resilience, and community.
Flow works on so many levels because it trusts its audience to engage with the story and draw their own conclusions.
Yeah,
It's a refreshing change from films that spell everything out for you.
totally.
Yeah.
It respects the intelligence of its viewers, inviting them to become active participants in the storytelling process. It's a film that stays with you, prompting reflection and discussion.
That's the hallmark of truly great storytelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sparks conversation, challenges perspectives, and lingers long after you've experienced it.
For sure, Flow achieves that. It's visually stunning, emotionally resonant, and intellectually stimulating, all without a single word of dialogue.
It's a testament to the power of animation as a medium. In a world saturated with information and noise, Flow offers a refreshing and impactful way to engage with complex issues.
Absolutely. It reminds us that sometimes the most powerful stories are told without words, through imagery, sound, and emotion.
Well said. Flow is a shining example of how animation can transcend cultural and linguistic barriers to connect with audiences on a profound level. And who knows, maybe it'll even snag that Oscar.
It certainly has the potential. But even if it doesn't win any awards, Flow has achieved something extraordinary, sparking a conversation about climate change and the importance of resilience subtly and profoundly.
That's a victory in itself. Flow reminds us of the power of art to inspire challenge and ultimately make a difference.
While the film's message of resilience is inspiring, some might argue that it oversimplifies the complexities of climate change. Is it enough to just adapt and cooperate, or do we need more radical systemic change? What are your thoughts on that? Let's get back to it. So before we got sidetracked, we were talking about whether Flow's message of resilience maybe oversimplifies the complexities of climate change.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Well, adaptation and cooperation are crucial.
Right.
They might not be enough on their own.
Right.
We need to address the root causes of climate change,
Yeah.
and that requires systemic change.
And that's where the film, for me, sparks even more discussion. It gets you thinking about the limitations of individual actions versus the need for collective large-scale change.
Exactly. It's not about dismissing individual efforts,
Right.
but recognizing that we need broader policy changes, technological advancements,
Yeah.
and a fundamental shift in our consumption patterns.
That scene where the animals are sourced to cooperate on the boat really brings this home. It's a microcosm of our own situation.
Yeah.
We often face this dynamic in our own lives, whether it's a global crisis or a personal challenge. We're stronger when we work together.
That sense of interconnectedness is so crucial, and the film visually reinforces it. But it also raises the question, what happens when that cooperation isn't enough?
Yeah.
What happens when the boat is literally sinking?
It's a sobering thought, and
Yeah.
it pushes us to think beyond just adapting to the consequences of climate change. We need to be proactive in preventing further damage and finding sustainable solutions.
Absolutely. The film, I think, acts as a starting point for those conversations.
And
It's
when-
not providing all the answers, but it's definitely prompting us to ask the right questions.
And it's doing so in a way that's both engaging and thought-provoking, regardless of your age or background. I think that's the true power of Flow.
Agreed. It's a film that transcends boundaries, sparking important conversations about climate change and the need for both individual and collective action.
It's a reminder that animation can be a powerful tool for social commentary, prompting us to look at complex issues in new ways.
Flow is a testament to that. It's a visually stunning, emotionally resonant, and intellectually stimulating film that deserves to be seen and discussed.
So to wrap things up, Flow is more than just an animated film. It's a visual masterpiece that sparks important conversations and makes us think critically about our role in combating climate change.
It's a film that stays with you long after the credits roll, prompting reflection and a deeper understanding of the challenges and opportunities we face in a changing world.
And on that note, we come to the end of our deep dive into the world of Flow. We hope this exploration has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to check out this incredible film.
And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on Flow or any other films that have moved you in similar ways. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep